Going to get started. We have a very brief closing program. My name is Harold Kaur. I serve as the Director of Strategic Initiatives and Public Information for the Department of Civil Rights. In that role, I have the pleasure of leading the effort to create these annual Civil Rights Summits. These events provide an excellent opportunity to gather advocates, academics, service providers, public servants, and those with lived experience to discuss important topics and potential solutions. Our Director Johnson, who you will hear from in a moment, had the vision of bringing these summits back to our state, specifically with the focus on ending each event with policy recommendations. While it's great to have discussions and network, the hope is that we leave this event with some real practical steps for improving accessibility and moving disability rights forward in our state. Today, our volunteer note takers heard a few potential recommendations, and I just want to share a couple of those here. They talked about proactive ADA compliance audits for employers, mandatory training in ADA laws. They talked about state-level statutes requiring and detailing digital accessibility. I could go on. There's already 9 or 10 recommendations. Please watch for the full summit report, which will have a complete list of those policy recommendations from this summit, and also a summary of some of the discussions that we had during this event. Before moving forward, I'd like to take a moment to introduce the rest of the team that was responsible for this event, starting with the core team. And I'm not sure if everyone is in this room or if some of them are out front still, but I'll call their names anyway. This group met every single morning regarding this conference and worked through some of the everyday details to bring you this summit. I want to recognize Patty Barrera from MDCR. If you're in this room, stand. I want to recognize Tyra Khan, who you've heard from today. And I also want to recognize the fourth member of the Everyday Core team, Tiara Yakini. So as I mentioned, this was the team that managed all the little details and put out the fires to help make this day a success. I would also like to thank the volunteers, both within the Department of Civil Rights and our community partners. We had an internal planning committee and also an external planning committee that was involved in helping us to choose some of the topics, some of the approaches, and some of the policy recommendations that we wanted to bring to this event. I won't read out the names of all of the members of the committee, but you can find them in the program booklet. I also would like to give a special thank you again to Tiara Yakini and the staff of ADA compliance within the Department of Civil Rights. In particular, that group was responsible for a lot of the workshop content. That includes Sarah Cruz, Michael McCann, and Stephen Kilduff. So I want to say thank you to them. Would also like to give a thank you to all of our speakers and panelists. I'd like to thank Good Boy for the AV support. Go ahead. I'd like to thank the staff of the Suburban Collection Showplace. And of course, our ASL and CART providers that made this accessible. and the entire staff of the Michigan Department of Civil Rights that was involved in this event. And of course, thank you to the attendees for joining us today. Had you not all been willing to join us and have discussions, share of your own experiences and your expertise, this basically just would have been another meeting of the department where we all come together and talk to each other. But it's important to have those with lived experience to be part of the discussion. And again, in creating those policy recommendations, it's important to have the people most affected to have a role in those discussions and to attempt to leverage that interest as we move forward with policy recommendations. The second to the last thing I want to do is to ask you all to watch your email and the Hoover app. We will be forwarding a post-event survey to solicit feedback regarding this event so that we can work to improve future summits. And with that, I would like to bring up the Executive Director of the Michigan Department of Civil Rights to close us out for today. And following his closing, as you probably have guessed, will be a reception in the outer area. So thank you again for joining us. Director Johnson. Oh, as a reminder, as he makes his way up, again, someone lost a cell phone. So if you know this cell phone is lost, I have it, so come up and get it. Thank you.
John speaking. Thank you, Harold. And let's give Harold another round of applause for the work that he's done. And again, yourself, thank you for showing up and showing out. We appreciate you so much. As Harold said, this is about policy. That's what makes changes. That makes the difference in what we do. He thanked a lot of people. I also want to thank Michigan State Representative Sharon McDonald, who came out today, a legislator who came out, spent some time with us today, chair of the Disability Caucus. She represents the 56th District, Troy, Clawson, Royal Oak, Birmingham, Bloomfield Township. So we thank her for her interest, for her coming out, because again, this is all about policy. Let's give Rep. an applause. Harold did his thank you, and I certainly echo all of that. But I do want to tell you about a few things that are coming up. Before I do that, I also want to thank our keynote speakers, again, Rebecca Coakley and Claudia Gordon. And I share an alma mater with Claudia. We both attended Howard University. We had obviously different experiences, but we do love our university, I know. Few things coming up for MDCR of specific interest to those of you who work in the disability rights arena, and that's certainly most of you in here. Our Community Engagement Division will continue their Michigan Response to Hate series with an in-person forum on disability discrimination and MDCR's role in enforcing civil rights laws. That session will be held in Zeeland, Michigan on May 22nd. And also that division will sponsor our annual Michigan Response to Hate Conference on September 10th in Lansing. I urge you to check out our website to register and get more information on those events. Also on July 23rd is a really special week for us. Not only will we be celebrating that week the 35th anniversary of the ADA. That's worthy of applause. We also will be celebrating the 60th anniversary of this department, the Michigan Department on Civil Rights. It was on July 23rd, 1965 that this department was established. We'll be celebrating that in Lansing. Hope you come out and be a part of that. In recognition of that, our Michigan Civil Rights Commission will be holding their meeting in Lansing on the 23rd. And at this time, I do want to introduce to you the vice chair of our commission, who's here with us, Luke Londo. Would you please stand to be introduced? Commissioner Londo, he's been with us the entire day. He's also a councilman in Hazel Park and an expert communicator. We thank you, Commissioner Londo, for your participation and your work on our commission. But again, join us on the 23rd for that celebration, where we'll be bringing members back who worked for us, and also we will be celebrating some milestones we've enjoyed as a department. Again, as Harold said, our work does not end today. Policy recommendations have been made. We will compile those in a report and do the same with that we did with the housing discrimination report, distribute that to our legislators, the governor, and all those who can have an impact on policy change. In this day, I'm reminded of the sheer scope and enormity of the issues related to disability rights and accessibility, from removing barriers to physical access, providing language, translation and interpreting, to ensuring forms, documents, and web pages are fully accessible. And we want to be the leader in that. Again, we thank Tyra Khan for raising our consciousness and making sure that she's done all that she can do to make sure that our department is accessible and leading the charge throughout the state in that effort. Again, thank you, Tyra Khan. But we know that, yes, again, worthy of applause. But these hurdles to accessibility are real and can be very challenging. But we know that we can no longer lean on the excuse that they are challenging. We must act. It is the law. That's a reason for today's summit and our subtitle, Accessibility Beyond Compliance. While many institutions, businesses, and organizations still have significant work to do to ensure compliance with state and federal disability laws, the ADA was passed since 1993. We've still not come into compliance with many of the laws that are mandated by that act, and the time to do that is now. Every resident of this state deserves the same level of access to places and spaces, as well as reliable, accurate, and timely information on issues that directly affect their lives and the lives of their family members. Whether in a hospital room, a court of law, or navigating convoluted bureaucratic barriers and physical barriers to public and private services, a disability should never mean accepting something, quote unquote, less than. I believe many of the people who will do the real work necessary to get us to that goal of accessibility beyond compliance are right here in this room. Thank you so much for your diligence, for your work, for your participation. Look forward to networking with you more out in the reception. Have a good evening and a safe drive home.